Hi guys, Dr. Rob Barrington here with some more nutrition advice. I'd like to talk today about antioxidants. The reason that I want to discuss antioxidants is because I feel that the concept of how antioxidants work in human nutrition and all animal nutrition is a little bit misunderstood. Now, many experts are guilty of this, I feel. There are many books that are written, and the authors either knowingly or unknowingly fall into the trap of believing that particular antioxidants are going to change your physiology for the better. Now, there is obviously evidence in the literature that supplementation with single antioxidants is beneficial. So, as with all things, all good lies contain a kernel of truth, and that's the same with antioxidants. But I think the problem with understanding antioxidants is that people forget that they work together synergistically. Now, if I could give you an example of how a cell would defend itself against particular damage from a free radical, I think you'll get the picture that these antioxidants are required in balanced intakes, and that's really what I'm getting at in this video. Antioxidants are not things really that can be individualized, because antioxidant defenses are the antioxidants that work in antioxidant defenses work synergistically together. So if we have a look at a cell, a free radical, which is a chemical that has an unpaired electron in its outer shell, which makes it reactive. A free radical may, for example, damage one of the lipids that's in the cell membrane, and it does this by taking the electron from the fatty acid that would be there. These are usually polyunsaturated fatty acids because the double bonds in their structure makes them very susceptible to damage by free radicals. That fatty acid in the cell membrane would then become a lipid peroxide, and that lipid peroxide would be able to continue this reaction so that there would be a chain reaction of electrons being passed from one molecule to another, and as this reaction proceeded, the cell membrane would become more and more damaged. Now, the antioxidant defenses of the cell are there to protect against this sort of damage, and the first molecule that would be used in the defense of the cell membrane is vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble vitamin. It sits in the cell membrane purposely for this prevention of free radical damage, and it would react with the lipid peroxide to stabilize the molecule, and in the process it would become the tocopherol radical. That molecule is not quite so damaging as the original lipid peroxide, but it is still a free radical. This tocopherol radical is then recycled back to vitamin E by vitamin C, and in the process the vitamin C becomes dehydroascorbate, which is the oxidized form of ascorbic acid, and again that is not as damaging as the original lipid peroxide in terms of causing cellular damage, but it is still a chemical that is able to react with other molecules and cause cellular changes which may be detrimental. The dehydroascorbate is then recycled back to vitamin C by a reaction that involves glutathione, which is an endogenous substance produced in all cells. The glutathione reaction is catalyzed by glutathione peroxidase, which is a selenium requiring enzyme, and that produces oxidized glutathione. The oxidized glutathione is then returned to its reduced state by an enzyme called glutathione reductase, which is an enzyme that requires vitamin B2. The final electron donor in this series of reactions is a substance called NADPH, which is produced by the pentose phosphate pathway. That's one of the purposes of the cellular pentose phosphate pathway, to provide this NADPH to produce reducing power to be able to partake in these antioxidant defenses. And so you can see, if we look at all the nutrients that are involved in that, even that small antioxidant defense glimpse, that's just a glimpse of what would happen. We see there's vitamin E, there's vitamin C, we have selenium, we have vitamin B2. All those nutrients are important. They're all necessary for that antioxidant defense system to work. And this isn't including many of the other antioxidants that are found in the cell. Coenzyme Q10, for example, can also protect cell membranes from lipid peroxidation. There are the carotenoids. They sit in the cell membranes as well. They also protect cell membranes. And all these nutrients interact to form a defense system in cells. So when we start to think about antioxidants in the diet and how to improve our health, many people fall into the trap of thinking that particular antioxidants are more important than others, and that's simply not true. Antioxidants are all important, and there needs to be a balance in the diet. Vitamin C, obviously, vitamin E are both important nutrients. They're essential, they're vitamins, they're required in the diet. But let's have a look at what other substances plants contain. There are the flavonoids. These group of polyphenols have been shown to be bioavailable in humans, and they are thought to have antioxidant effects. There are the stilbenes, such as resveratrol found in red wine. That has been shown to be bioavailable and be a potent antioxidant. We've got the terpenes that you might find in substances such as olives, for example. Again, they're bioavailable antioxidants. We've obviously got the carotenoids, which you might find in foods such as tomatoes and peppers. They tend to give foods their orange, yellow and red colours. They're also important in antioxidant defences. And then we've got the lesser known antioxidants such as the chalcones, and many that haven't even really been discovered or investigated for their antioxidant effects. Plants provide this huge range. Even if you just look at the flavonoids and the carotenoids, two groups of antioxidants in plants, the amount of carotenoids and flavonoids that are known to be bioavailable in humans and have antioxidant effects is huge, and they all have slightly different effects. They're all classed into different subgroups and subgroups within subgroups, and these antioxidants aren't really understood. But what is known is that if you increase your antioxidant potential of your plasma, of your tissues, there is a correlation between your ability to get rid of these free radicals, to extinguish these free radical chain reactions, and health. And it's not through taking single antioxidants that this occurs. It's through a high quality diet that contains all of these antioxidants. They all work together, and just as with everything biological, when you tend to put the parts together, they tend to have synergistic effects, and these antioxidants do appear to work synergistically. The example I gave is a very simplistic version of what happens in the cell, but that's known, it's been well researched, that is known to happen. All of these vitamin E to vitamin C to glutathione, NADPH, these interactions occur, and when you add in flavonoids and carotenoids and terpenes and chalcones and all the other dietary antioxidants, you see how complex the antioxidant defences are. So really the take-home message from this is that yes, it's interesting to read books about single antioxidants and the effects they have, but you always have to take those effects in context. You always have to understand that those effects are synergistic with other antioxidants, and really the best way to cause the optimal antioxidant defences in your cells is to eat a range of foods. That means looking at vegetables and fruits. Look for vegetables and fruits with different colours. The colours are usually representative and reflect the antioxidant contents of those fruits and vegetables. So berries, for example, they're generally blue, red, purple colours. That reflects the anthocyanin content that tends to be in their skins. If you look at tomatoes, at peppers, they tend to be orange or yellow or red, and that reflects the carotenoids that are present in the outer surface of those fruits and vegetables. So it's very important to look at a rainbow of colours of fruits and vegetables. It's important to eat as many different whole plant foods as possible, and bear in mind that many of these antioxidants that are in our diet have only recently been discovered, and many haven't even been discovered at all, I'm sure. Cereal grains, for example, are now being researched for the antioxidants that they contain. Rye and wheat, for example, contain high amounts of an antioxidant substance called the alkyl ressorcinols, and they're being shown now to have beneficial effects. So really, eating whole foods, eating fruits, vegetables, grains in their whole unprocessed state is the best way to take in these antioxidants. Supplementing with vitamin E and vitamin C can be beneficial, but focusing on single antioxidants can actually be detrimental to your health, because you lose the bigger picture in terms of what you're trying to achieve within your cells to protect yourself. So eat a range of foods, try and eat the foods in their whole unprocessed forms, and try and consider antioxidants as a cellular defense network. Those antioxidants work together, and you need to supply as many different types of antioxidants in order to be able to produce this synergistic effect in your cells.